Welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the great Jamie.
No, I was just going to present the great Kim Lee. She's one of
Well,
my
there you go.
favorite people ever, and she happens to be in co-working. Can we start right off with the three things I love about Kim Lee?
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, let's dive in. Okay, so, well, Kim Lee is the founder and CEO of Forge, which is a co-working space in Birmingham, Alabama. She is a coach in many of our programs, and she knows more than I do in many cases. She's super aligned with me because we're both very passionate about knowing your numbers and making sure that you make good decisions that match your financial goals. Okay, I love that Kim is very stylish. I love her
oh,
earring. Look at her top, so cute. She's always dressed, and so fabulous. She's always smiling. I mean,
oh,
she's got a life and things are not always sunshine and rainbows, but she's showing up with a smile on. She always makes me smile. And I love that she's a really great operator. I
oh.
think, I mean, you're on the GWA board. She kind of flies under the radar a little bit, so I'm glad she's on. She's very good at what she does. She's a great marketer. She's great at analytics. She's great at engaging in the community. She's a great speaker. She's getting in, she was on the GWA advisory board. She's engaged in the broader community. I'm sure there are more. I'll stop there.
On my low days, I'm going to go back and listen to this.
Just call me.
By
Well,
the way,
she did a pick me up for me yesterday. I texted her. I was like, Kim, my Enneagram 3 cannot handle this. She's like, I give you permission to move on.
Move on. It's fine. Move on. Yep.
well, she's never given a introduction quite like that. So
I just adore Kim. So there we go.
Well, I'm a big fan of both of y'all. So, oh gosh, my face is red. For those who are listening, it's really red.
We can't tell. I'm still admiring your fun top, which is also seasonal yet stylish at the same time.
Well, I'm headed straight
Russian.
to my son's basketball game. So it is the Spartans colors.
Oh,
So
I also love that she's very balanced, very into her family, adores her husband. You have to ask how they met. And she gardens. I love your gardening posts. We just finally produced some lemons from our backyard. That's about all I can
fun.
get to. It is
Yeah.
fun because we've been working on that for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway. Gio, you
Well,
can go now.
so excited to have you on, Kim. Unfortunately, we missed you in Chicago.
I know.
But I was super excited to see you in Atlanta, and it was crazy. I didn't know you were coming.
Oh,
And we were running through name tags, and I saw it, and I looked at Miranda. I'm like, is Kim coming? And she's like, she registered. And I was like, I haven't talked to her. And then all of a sudden, we're in the middle. We started the morning with sessions, Jamie, and all of a sudden I walked by and I saw her sitting next to Mara, and I was like, hi. I was so excited because I was like, sometimes people tease us, right? They
yeah.
register and never show up.
Oh, and they don't show.
And so and
You
then
should have
snuck
told
in
him
under the
because then
radar.
you would have been on stage if you
Oh.
known.
So it was great to see your face. It'd been a while.
Well, it was good. I was so sad to miss Chicago, but I was surprised in Atlanta. I thought it would be, where was the last? I went to the one in Nashville. So,
Yeah.
That had a little, Nashville's kind of easy to get to, but being in Atlanta, I just didn't think there would be as many people from further away. And there was several people from Canada. I was like, several people who I've only met via Zoom got to meet in person. So it was good. It was really good. It was good to see everybody and catch up, and it was great.
We had
Yeah, it's-
Nicole Antolino on last time, and she listed you as one of her favorite things about the immersive. She's like,
It
and I
was.
get to meet Kim Lee."
Yeah, I know. We had never met in person. Yeah, there were
Big deal.
several people. Yeah, there was several people from everything co-working. So it was fun. It was really fun.
And I mean, and that's the interesting part about these is it gives, you never know, right? So we briefly talked about this the other day, but you weren't part of that conversation, but 79 registrants and 44 of them had never been to a GWA event.
Whoa.
So
Crazy.
yeah, and so part of it is that's the goal. That's why we started doing them. And Nashville was early on, right? We'll never do another one like Nashville just because it wasn't the right setting, right? We
Oh.
tried in the lobby of a co-working space, and you didn't have the privacy. You didn't really, it wasn't formal enough, right?
Yeah.
It was a really good informal setting, but that's how we've kind of lived and learned. And I'll tell you, I was real nervous going into this one because San Francisco, which was our last one, was amazing because it was in a Tishman Spire space, floor to ceiling, like 20 foot, 25 foot windows. The entire team was there
Great
for
food.
Tishman. Yeah. Huge balcony overlooking the waterway, all kinds of stuff. And so this one was just in a conference facility in a parking garage, but it ended up being a really great space.
It was literally like in the parking garage, I think. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, but it was great. It was super intimate and like it was good. I really enjoyed it.
And I think that's the biggest goal behind these is how I tell people at the beginning, you've both been to one. I'm like, look, you can't be a wallflower here, right? There's no hiding in 80 people,
No,
right? You just can't. And so that's part of the beauty of it is how do we have those interactive conversations? How do you meet people that you normally wouldn't approach, right?
yeah.
And that's what I love
So,
about our
okay, I have a
industry
question.
too.
Of those 44 people who had never been to a GWA event, how many of them like were within driving distance or flew?
I'd have to look, but I'd
Was
probably say half the people that registered came in from outside of Atlanta.
The
I,
weird user behavior, because it's like,
Yeah.
well,
I
and
guess
some of them,
Atlanta is
yeah,
super easy to get to from anywhere though. You
yeah,
know, I
and a
mean it is
lot of co-working spaces if you wanted to do space tours.
yeah, but
well, and that's the part you got to remember. A lot of these people want to see new space, right?
yeah.
They want to see what others are doing. But also, I'll tell you, a big driver are the speakers, right?
Mhm.
So I'll tell you, when we announced the head of real estate for Industrious and WeWork and then IWG, I
Yeah.
mean, we probably picked up a half dozen people just off of those three
Yeah.
speakers together. That drove, we had some people from JLL, from CBRE. And so that was a big part of it. Or actually, Colliers, like Carla Meyer.
Mhm.
Jamie, you and I talked about her. Kim, did you get a chance to meet her?
I don't think so.
Carla's been in the industry for 30 plus years. She was with Regis for 16 years. And then she went in house on the CBRE team that serviced the IWG account here in Dallas. And then that team moved from CBRE to Colliers. But she flew in just to support Michael Beretta.
Oh,
Um,
oh, like
and then the
his
JLL
handler?
team, yeah, well, the JLL team, two of their young team members that handle that account, and they're in Atlanta, so it made it easy. But they showed up, and so I think and both those groups are like, we need to come to more of these, which is the goal is
Yeah.
how do we get people to these events to go, why aren't we participating in these, either from a membership standpoint, from an overall just participation standpoint and showing up. And so, and we got to remember a lot of these people are having conversations about co-working and they really know nothing about our
Nothing.
industry, right?
Well, one of the things I did write down some bullet points if I get a chance to talk about the things that I really appreciated and liked from the conference besides the speakers. I mean, just like the panel topics, but so I am a single operator, like just have one space in
Yeah.
Birmingham, Alabama, and so a lot of times you go to these events and it's not super operator focused. You know, I mean, it's industry, which is great. I go because I want to learn about the industry, but I felt like this immersive, I've only been to Nashville, but this immersive for all the events that I've been to, conferences, everything, like, I felt as an operator, everything was super applicable, which but you saying those heads of real estate and all the real estate people there, it makes it sound like it might be more real estate focused, but just as a single operator, that's one thing that I appreciated so much about this one was like, "Oh, these are, like, takeaway applicable for me from every panel."
Yeah. And so that's really been the goal. And I'll tell you, I literally just hung up the phone with Liz a few minutes ago with Juicy,
Mhm.
and part of our conversation had been is where are we different? How are we the same? Where do we overlap? Where do we not? And that's been part of where I think we're continuing to see differentiation, right? Is Liz is a futurist, right? Liz wants
Mhm.
people to show up and learn where we're headed and how to do things differently, and all these professors and authors and dietitian, all kinds of really cool stuff. And my goal has been, how do people show up and hear what others are doing, take notes, and then go apply it either as soon as they get back, or literally they're texting their team going, hey, let's do this, let's do that. And you can immediately apply it, right? That's kind of where my head has been, where the differentiation is. And I think there's a need for both, right?
Yeah.
And it's just that's really been my goal. Like I've been using the AI panel as a great example. Is it's
Yeah.
great to get flex space AI up there. It's great to get Unity AI up there who are doing the sales bots or whatever we want to call agent bots or whatever. But how do we get actual people up there that are talking about what they're doing? I mean, that's what I love so much about having Gina do that panel in Chicago that you missed.
So good. She's so good.
Is
Anything Gina
she's
does is gonna
amazing,
be good.
right? Because she's sitting there talking about, oh my gosh, I've got a board of directors that ChatGPT put together for me, and you're like, what? And then, you had Courtney with fireworks up there talking about acronyms I've never even heard of.
Well, I texted Jamie. I was like, "You need to get her on the podcast."
Yeah.
Because she was a sh I was I don't even she is young and ambitious and put these things together. I'm like, "Oh my word, this is so great." Like, you're amazing and so smart, and yeah, I loved hearing her talk.
And it's funny. I mean, full transparency. I text Jamie when she told me that. I was like, good luck with that. Because Courtney was so nervous going into it.
She
Like
did
I'm
a good
sitting
job, though. She did
oh
a
no, she
really
did a
good
great
job.
job. But I'm sitting there talking to Sonny, and all of a sudden he's like, man, she's nervous. And she's walking up, like putting on her blazer, like freaking out. And that's why I announced her at the beginning, just to be like, okay, hopefully let's get it out of the way. Like
Yeah,
but there's so much talent out there that is untapped, right? I mean, she's young, she knows what she's doing, and it's like, how do we keep finding people like that to put in front of a stage instead of the old crusty 25, 30-year operator that's still trying to figure out what chat gpt is, right? And I fall in that category, by the way, where they're like, oh, what's Gronk and what's all this other acronyms. And that's where bringing other people on is great.
yeah.
So tell us what's exciting about your space. What's the latest and greatest? I love your space, by the way. Not everyone's probably seen it, but tell us about your space and what is cool going on right now.
So, what's cool going on right now? I guess this is our space, and it's something that I've kind of thought about for a long time, but never really had the ability to do it. But we are starting a small business accelerator that's launching in January, and so I'm really excited about it. I'm nervous. I am not facilitating it, so that's very good, but still doing all the other stuff. But I think, we have always at Forge served small businesses. There is a very big tech hub here, and
Yeah.
so tech goes there, which is great. So we've always filled the gap for small businesses, but we've also just kind of been serve, remote workers or, just have not been super niche. And we're a big space, and so, we want to serve a lot of people, but are really trying to dial in to being like the small business hub for Birmingham, where small business owners like this is the place to be. And so we're excited we got grant funding from the city, and it's going to be really good. So we're applying. Jamie, I don't even know if I've told you this. So it's based off of the book Traction. So the facilitator who's doing it, he has a lot of skills. And I've talked to him a lot about it. Like, this is great stuff, but like small business owners are kind of too small to really implement the full EOS system. There needs to be something for small business owners. So it is just for people who have 2 to 10 employees, have been in business for over 2 years. So it is geared just for small business. It's not a startup accelerator, and there's not really anything like it serving small businesses in Birmingham. So we're excited about it. I think it's really going to help drive that momentum and create the desire for more people to want to plug into the small business community here at Forge. So we're excited.
Well, let's go back to basics, right? You're in a really cool space downtown. It's
Yeah.
almost like a mezzanine catwalk type deal.
Yeah.
So, for those that haven't been in your space or haven't listened to you on Jamie's podcast or anything, let's start there.
Okay. So we are in 100-year-old building downtown Birmingham it was a department store back in the day. It's called the Pizitz building. And the building sat empty for a long time, and the owners of the building bought it and they ripped out the middle of the building. And so we're on the mezzanine. Giovanni's sitting in our lobby. Yeah, but okay, the lobby. So one of the reasons I'm going off topic a little bit, but one of the reasons that I'm super passionate about numbers is you can see that big lobby that is not monetizable. So it is so beautiful and it's great and we love our building. But that's one of the reasons I'm super passionate about numbers. Anyways, so it's you can tell it's an old building. They redid it to keep it with from the original architecture. But we started with our lobby, and then behind Gio, there's a glass door and there's a hall. We're like 4 big hallways. So we started with like 5,000 square feet, mainly open co-working. We had 4 offices and a couple conference rooms. And then we were able to just grow slowly in the space, which is just incredible. And so we immediately added offices. So the next growth was all offices. So we added within the first 6 months, we added the whole back hallway, which was all offices. And then, Gio, since you've been here, when were you here? You were here after COVID, right? So we had taken on the final hallway and we had added event space in 2020. So, and even when you came here, Gio, you're like, you got to figure out a way to monetize this more. And so the event space was doing well, but offices were in much higher demand, and so we added more offices. So now we have 27 offices and 3 conference rooms, 4-ish, and co-working. So, yeah, so that's where we are. We're downtown, and below us is a food hall. So it's a really cool live, work, play building, and there's lots of walkable stuff around us. So it's a great flagship for us.
No, it's funny when I went to text you the other day, I saw our original
Oh,
text, which was from when I was there, and I still remember part of the conversation. And people laugh at me because keep in mind I am a original Regis
oh,
alum,
Yeah.
and so efficiency is so important to me. And I still remember walking the space and being like, Kim, you've got too much open space, and what are we gonna? How do we make more offices? You're like, I can't afford them, and I was like, well, what about Verwall, right?
yep,
And I made the introduction to Faye
yep.
because they had just come out with the Verwalls. And so literally as there was I sent you a link to one of their videos
Oh, yeah,
that broke
we
down
talked.
what the spaces look like. Quick Flex Walls by Very. So it would have been, this will tell you right now. It
20
was March 30th, 2021.
Amazing. And we did
That's
talk.
crazy.
Yeah, we did. I talked with them and it just didn't make sense. But
Well, they're not cheap either.
yeah, they were not cheap. So we added in like
Drywall.
full
Yeah.
offices. Yeah. So we have, dri- almost
And
all
funny, I had just been to 615, which is in Nashville,
Nashville. Yeah.
and they had walls that weren't Bear walls, but they kind of look like them that I sent you a picture of. So it's just funny how you can go back to
Now
looking at
we
all that.
still have it is not the most efficient, which kills me. But you know what? There's
But
nothing.
again, it's part of what makes it unique. You got those
Yep.
really cool ceilings, and just
Yep.
it's the uniqueness of you of being downtown, right? I think
Yeah.
you if you were in the suburbs, it wouldn't work quite the same, but you do still pick it up. I mean, let's talk about your like membership base. I mean, you still have a pretty good membership base of people that just come in and want to use open
Oh, yeah, yeah,
work
so we
area, right?
have about 80 members, between 70 and 80 members.
Yeah.
We'd have so that's I mean, lots of drop-in, lots of we have a pretty good conference room business, and I was just doing another interview for something totally different, and I don't know that the numbers are right, but just what it feels like. I mean, it feels like maybe our conference room is 15 to 20% of our
Yeah.
members, and everything else is outside, so that's we love being able to serve people who aren't just our members. We are working on a report, which we've never done, for like an end of the year report, like how many businesses it's not completed yet, so I don't know the numbers, but like how many businesses
You're
we've
the
served,
Forge
how many
wrap.
events. Yeah, yeah. How many events we've had, how many people, have been into Forge. So I'm excited to see the numbers. It's gonna be a lot. It'll make me tired just to look at it. It's like no wonder I'm tired at night.
Well, Jamie, you got to have a good question for her. I mean, I feel like I'm running with this thing, but
You are
You know her
running very
so much better than I do
enthusiastically
with it.
with this.
I know.
Well, I
It's
mean,
my new gorilla guide.
it's quite good, and you're very enthusiastic for a Friday afternoon. Are you in
I
Dallas?
know. I am in
Okay.
Dallas. But and here's the truth too. So I came home, or really I didn't. Kim, did you do the tours on Thursday?
No, because I drove
So
there and back in a day.
so we finished on Wednesday, Jamie, and I was on life support. I went straight back to the hotel room and I had 102 fever for 5 days.
Oh, no.
So I flew home
Dude,
Thursday in between fever breaks and literally was home for 5 days fighting 102-degree fever.
Oh,
And now I'm at the last 2 days have been in that weird, like all the stuff the phlegm and stuff starts coming up and it has sucked. So therefore today
we're
was the first
uncensored here,
day.
Kim.
yeah,
The
we
first day
feel
was the
good.
first day that I got dressed and went out and saw the sun and walked the dog around the block. So
Wait, we just
that's
did a
probably
podcast the other day. You were like on your deathbed. I did talk a lot on that one, so you're probably like, "That's fine. Go ahead." Wait,
I
we've
loved
done
it. That's part of the
2.
goal.
Haven't we
Yeah.
done 2 while you were sick?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I didn't want to
Gee.
I didn't want to tell you because you'd be like, "Oh, we don't have to." And I'm like,
I
"No, suck
know.
it." It gave me
Can't
something to
reschedule.
do. It gave me
Yeah.
something to do.
You seemed also very perky in the last one. I'm so impressed. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. That was the
Okay.
medication.
Whatever it takes. Well, I think I would love to hear Kim just talk a little bit more because I think that other operators will relate to this. I feel like somewhat surprisingly, Birmingham has a lot of co-working. It's like Kim was like the only one, and now she's definitely not the only one. So this program that you're doing is like your way. She's again one of the things I love about Kim. She's like very strategic. She's also like, knows what's happening in her business. If you ask her a mail question, she knows. I mean, she doesn't do the mail necessarily, but because she has a great team, she's also always trying to, optimize the team and hire great people. I have a feeling I need to go. You know who's bugging me to go is Derek and Bronny. They're like, "Let's meet in Birmingham." They just really
Oh,
wanna come stand
yes.
your space.
That's funny.
I know.
Well, we
You know what?
almost got you here with the CrossFit Games.
Dang it, I know. I know, they're in San Jose this year. Anyway, yeah, I'm just curious, like, how you kind of wrestled with how do we differentiate? We're downtown, like, thinking about how do like, sort of reimagining who Forge
Mhm.
is. Like, can
Yeah.
you just kinda talk about how you thought about that and decided to go the small business route?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the things one of the reasons we got rid of our event space and turned it into offices because the revenue honestly was about the same, and sometimes I mean, it was event space or open co-working. Sometimes it was a lot more than the offices that
Right.
we would add would bring in, and sometimes it was just kinda the same or maybe a little bit over, like, an 8-month period, it ended up being about the same as the offices. So, it was like, okay, well, offices are recurring revenue that we don't have to keep selling, and it's easier. Like,
Um,
the event space was just a heavy lift because we're mezzanine, and so it's not we can't close the door, we don't have closets, like, we had to rearrange everything, which was great, we loved to do and loved I do miss actually having all the events, but it was like, what can we do to simplify things, to make things easier for our team, to make things easier for me? Like, let's try to I feel like we're doing too much. What can we do to scale back? And I say that because I feel like this accelerator is kind of like we're getting more into doing more doing more.
mm,
But it was like, what can we do? One of the things I don't ever like to do something that's already being done in the city. So we do have a lot of different organizations and a lot of repeat things. And so that's why we've never done like a startup accelerator or a startup mastermind or anything like that, just because there's so many in Birmingham. Even for small businesses, there's multiple ones. There's a lot of tech ones, but then there's several small business ones. So, in like events that we do, I don't want to do it if somebody else is already doing it because I just don't want to repeat and compete and all that effort when it's split between so many people. And so, this accelerator is really a gap in our ecosystem. And so, I mean, a lot of times it takes me a while to finally buy in, like to convince myself to do it. But I was really honestly trying to think like, what can we do there's also a lot of grant funding in Alabama, and so it's like, how can we use this funding to serve small businesses? And so then it was like, okay, this is it. And I love the coaching side of things. I'm not doing the facilitating, but I'm a big fan of coaching. I've been a part of everything co-working from the very beginning and still tell everybody they need to do it, even though I'm also a coach there. But even if I wasn't, I still am like such a big fan of it. And so to be able to bring that to small business owners, because I mean, the first thing when I'm on panels or talk to small business owners, there's several things that I tell them to do. And one is always like, you got to get in a cohort. You got to surround yourself by people who are doing what you're doing, whether it's local or Zoom or whatever. You have to be a part of a group like that. And then there's another bigger program that I tell 10,000 small businesses, Goldman Sachs, which I've told you should do it one day. But this accelerator brings those things that I love to our community, to our city, and to our space. So I'm all bought in now. I'm excited about it. But sometimes it takes me a while to convince myself to add something new because I do want to make sure that what we're doing is worth everybody's time and effort because it is going to be a big lift for our team. And we have a small team and they already do a lot. And so I want to make sure it's worth their time and effort. And for the business owners in our city, like, I don't want them to commit to something that's not providing more value. Like, it really is providing something that's not currently available. So we're excited.
So out of the members that you have off the top of your head, I mean, how many are entrepreneurs? How many are corporate? How many are, I mean, y'all have a pretty big, I guess there's a general contractors for the government too. I mean, the government has a pretty good facilities there. And I still remember when I was with Regis, that was part of, why I was looking at Birmingham. They had just made those announcements out in the suburbs. And so any idea?
Those would be good numbers to know. We mainly have, I mean, we mainly do have like small business owners
Yeah.
really in some kind of services. So whether it's
Yeah.
marketing, financial, we have like designers, we have landscape architects, but right now we don't have, well, we have two corporate clients. Most of it, I'm just thinking, I'm going through our offices and our members. Most of it is smaller businesses. We have one tech startup, but that's it. It's mostly small business owners. And we have some remote workers.
All right, let's switch gears on you. This is one of those just swinging for the
Okay.
fences here. So mental health is such an important part of our industry, right? And it's something that we take very seriously as an industry as a whole. I mean, I know it's something that Liz and I are extremely passionate about. And Liz doesn't have a problem talking about it. She's a recovering alcoholic, so she's super big on the program and working the steps. And then,
Mhm.
I've had my own struggles with mental health and stuff like that. Obviously you've had some recent stuff going on, and it's such an important part of what we get to do every day. Is I tell people in our business, we get to touch people's lives every day, right? We see them at their best. We see them at their worst. We see them through highs and lows, right? Weddings and funerals and graduations and all kinds of stuff. So how's that battle been for you, and kind of how's that kind of touched home to be able to see some of these people go through those things?
So I don't know if you know this, but I actually have a master's in counseling, which I laugh because I've never practiced. Did you
You
not know that,
practice it every
Jamie?
day. You practice
No.
it every day.
What?
I always
Wait,
forget your background because I always think it's marketing, and then I remind
no.
myself it's not actually marketing. She's just like, you've sort of taught yourself. And
Yeah.
no, I mean, I might have
Yes.
known that, but forget. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do. My undergrad is business. I never thought I'd go into business, but numbers made sense. Anyways, I did love my undergrad. I thought I was going to go on staff with Young Life actually and be a math teacher, and I couldn't get past calculus too. So then I did business, but still Young Life. But then by the time I graduated, it had shifted a little bit, and I went to Covenant Seminary and got a master's in counseling, really
Okay.
wanting to work with like juveniles or high school students, not in private practice. And my husband was getting his PhD. We thought he was going to go to St. Andrews, and I didn't have time to get licensed, and so I just had to get a job. And because we were very poor. And
And he was a student,
and he
basically.
was a
So
student too. Yeah.
mama had to
So
make
I
some
just had
money.
to
Okay.
yes. So I just had to get a job and I started working in I'm gonna get back to your question, Gio. But I started working at this company called The Kings. It was the Kings Cleaners, and it was all seminary students who washed windows in St. Louis, residential windows. So cold. Murray did it our whole time through seminary, is how we survived. But I worked on the business development in the office. I was not outside. And so we went through business development, like actually growing the business, not raising money. Well, raising the money through business systems and operations. But so we went through the eMyth Mastery program way back before like Zoom. I mean, we literally sat around a speakerphone with our cohort all over the US. But going through that program and then being able to put systems in place for the Kings and create new like streams of revenue was like, oh, I actually like this business thing. And our boss was super, and they're in Houston now. The King, I mean, that's not Dallas, but Texas. And
It's a great country.
yeah, exactly. Texas. They're actually from Texas and got back, but it's very hospitality driven for a cleaning company. I mean, just we studied the Ritz, Disney, who else? So it really, and one of the things that I loved about Young Life, besides the ministry, was just attention to detail, the way that we served people. Like, I mean, I literally raked rocks to make it look like nobody had been there before. And so we had that attention to detail at the Kings. So I was like, okay, like I actually love business and I'm actually kind of good at it. Like I loved the hospitality side of it. And so when I learned about co-working, it was like, okay, I get to bring this industry I've never even heard of. But now it's bringing the counseling background, the serving others, the hospitality and business as a service all together. And so while I did not practice counseling in an office, I do love that what we get to how we get to live life with our members. And one of the things in our training for our employees, I always tell people, like a lot of people who come here are still introverts. Like they may have been home working
Mm.
in isolation and lonely and they come in here, but they're still introverts. So we still have to try to talk to them, but we want no matter if they're a complete extrovert, an introvert, and like we'll stand and not talk. We want them to know that they're known and that they're cared for and that they're important and we are for them and on their team. And so that's one of our biggest driving factors is just, getting to know our members. If they're, even if they don't love to talk and are introverts, like they still know that we are for them and care for them and want to help them succeed in everything that we're doing that for them. So I think that answered your question.
And how does that help your personal life?
Oh, so I'm not the best person to talk. No, no, I know when people are like, "How do you take care of yourself mentally?" I'm like, I feel like it's a good accomplishment or like personal, oh, what's the big buzzword? Self-care. Self-care. I'm like, well, I got groceries, maybe, and got food on the table,
You're talking
maybe.
to two other people that are really bad at self-care, right? I mean, aside from Jamie's obsessive CrossFitting in the morning,
I do work
very
out.
poor
Kim
at
is
taking
also
care of
committed
ourselves.
to working out. And actually, yeah, we had a funny like marketing connection. One of the I think I did a podcast about it. The
Yeah,
the gym I go
base
to
camp.
sometimes, yeah,
Yeah.
for social interaction is called Base Camp. And their systems and like their customer success program is like really good. And I mentioned it on the podcast and Kim was like, that's the gym that I joined. And they convinced me to come in and be
Yep.
a member, even
In
though
a
I work out
non-salesy
at
way.
home.
Yep, in a non-salesy way. Um,
Anyway,
but no, I mean, I in almost all the time, I try very hard to just really my family is a priority. So, I have a good team and I am able to leave when I can. Like, I mean, that I've hired them so that I can also be with my family. So,
right.
I
That's
mean,
your
that's
goal,
really
right? That's why like you
yeah,
designed your business to
yeah.
be that way, which
So
I
that's really my
yeah.
self-care is that I do and by I get home, I don't they no, I'm just teasing. No, but I mean, the self-care for me, I'm like, we had dinner tonight and we got to sit around the table and talk and they have food for lunch tomorrow. So, that's about the bar I'm at. And they got to, and I got to go to their game. You know what? So yeah, so that,
And your shirt matches their colors.
and I got to wear green today. I actually, yeah, wore Spartan colors today. But yeah, no, I do have a good group of friends that we do get to meet probably weekly, which was not always the case. So that has really, really helped. And I mean, my husband Murray is super, super supportive, and he's
They're the
also,
best.
oh,
Don't you?
he is a super good leader, and so I learn a lot from him, a lot. So yeah, so I just try to
He
make
So
it.
what are
supports
the
your
th-
I'll go to
gardening.
counseling every now and then when I can fit it in.
so what are the 3 things you love about Murray the most?
Oh,
Except for leadership. You've already said that
oh,
one.
I've already said that. Okay, well, he's smoking hot.
He's a
Okay.
handsome
Uh,
guy.
No, he is very handsome, and he is really funny. He is a great dad. He serves us and serves the kids. I mean, he's a really great dad, always putting others first, and he loves the Lord. So he's great. He's just great. Yep.
Wow. All
I
right.
know.
Is he aware that
So
there's a gift buying holiday coming up in 2 weeks?
he is. Yeah, he's on it. He's on it.
Okay.
I think he's like, I've been making a list all year of everything you've said, because he's always like,
No.
it comes, I'm like, "What am I supposed to get you?" So, one gift I do know, because he was like, "I wanted it to be a surprise, and I stopped by the store, and they're running out, so I need you to go get it because
Ooh,
it won't be there after Christmas."
he's a
So,
donor.
I'm getting bulbs, but I'm surprised. I don't know
You're
about it.
getting what?
I'm
Bulbs
getting bulbs for
for your garden?
the yard, yeah.
Yeah.
Really excited.
Hilarious.
Why
Sounds like
nobody said?
light
I
bulbs.
know.
I'm like,
I would be happy about light bulbs too. Those things are expensive. No, okay, one little plug for Murray. So every morning he gets up and he'll take out the dogs, and he, like, I can't think, well, the other morning he flew out at 4, so he didn't. But he makes my coffee and brings it to me every single morning.
That is true love.
I know, it
He's a
is.
keeper.
He's a keeper for
I
more
think he was a
reasons
keeper
than that.
before that. Now he's really a
He's
keeper.
totally a keeper,
Now I'm interested.
right?
Yeah, but even
Even though
when
I
he,
drink
I mean,
coffee. I don't drink
the other
coffee.
day he did fly out really early, and he was like, I can't do the coffee." But he'll leave at 5 and still go ahead, get up early and make it, and it's there for me in my little Forge mug waiting.
It's about knowing the important things.
Yeah.
Wait, when did I meet him? Did he come to a conference with you? Why did I meet him? Wasn't he in the gym with you? Did I make this up?
No, I don't know. What
I feel
conference
like
would he
you
attend?
were working out with
New
Murray
York.
in a hotel
We were in New
gym.
York.
Okay.
Was it in New York? Because we went to Ireland from a conference, right? Yes.
Oh, okay. Maybe that was it. Wild. That would have been a long time
That
ago.
was, yeah, yeah. It
Okay.
was a juicy.
I feel like I met, but it was before I knew you very well. So that's why it's probably a little fuzzy. Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to come to Birmingham so I can have dinner with Murray.
I know, I know, I know. Okay, so I don't know how long we're gonna go, but I have some things that I do wanna share about the conference, because 'cause you're not gonna ask.
Bring it.
So I'm gonna share the things. Y'all got to embarrass me at the beginning, so
Uh-oh.
I'm not gonna embarrass you, but I'm gonna sing the
Oh, boo.
of what I loved about the conference. Okay, I already said number 1, how operator focused, operator takeaways. I wouldn't say operator focus, because there was commercial real estate, having the Regis or IWG, Industrious, and WeWork there was, well, it was really great, and what I loved the most, they hadn't met each other before. Is that correct? And
That's
they were
so
just, like,
funny.
so genuine. It was so funny. I mean, they were really funny and honest, and, like, I just loved that they were just trying to learn from each other. And so that was really great. So there was it was very industry focused, but very operator takeaway, which I from every panel, which I
Yep.
really loved. And okay, another one. This is just me. This is a me thing. But I'll say it in the positive. I loved that the sessions were long enough and the people on the panel actually got to talk. So it drives me bonkers when there's either too many people or the session's too short, and you've got these great people on the stage, and so we were really able to learn like, to go deep with all the panelists, which I really appreciated. Like, they came, we're there, like, let's dig in, and I felt like every single panel did that, and the facilitators were really good. I loved having Mike Everett's up there as a facilitator
That's
for the
right. You
AI.
knew Mike Everett forever ago too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
When he was a
yeah,
flight
so
crew
he's,
and
like,
yeah.
the perfect one for that too. I mean, I switched over to Office R&D, so I'm like, if he says it's good, then I'm 100% trust whatever he says because I know he's done his due diligence. Anyways, so yeah, the facilitators were so great. The AI panel, we've already talked about that. It was really, really good. I loved the honesty of the panels that I feel like a lot of times, you feel like you have to talk about the great things so that you get some credibility and people are like, "Oh, I should trust them because they're really good at what they're doing." But they were all very honest and open. And I think the smallness of the group, the smallness of the room, the intimacy really led to that. Like, it was just like, we're just here talking in a room, and so it was really helpful, and there were a lot of key takeaways, and this one is the most random one but has really nothing to do with coworking. But I have led a lot of Bible studies in my past. And I always say, I'm like, if you get one key takeaway this whole time, this whole semester, year, whatever, then I feel like I feel like that
Set the
joke,
bar
like
low.
it's been really worth it. Like if you have one thing that you're always going to remember, that's really good. So my one thing gonna remember, like, it was in the culture panel, and they were talking about interviewing. I hate the interview process, and I think it's because I don't wanna have to tell people no. Some people are very easy to tell no, but I get to know people, and I don't wanna tell them no, even though I know they're it's just the interviewing is not my thing. But one of the things and I can't remember who said it because I didn't write down who said it, but they were like, "Keep your interviews short." Because the more you get to know them, the more you're gonna like them, and it's gonna be harder to tell them no, and I was like, "I'm gonna remember that forever." So, yeah, that was good. There's lots of good nuggets. I have lots of nuggets written down, but that's the one that will always stick with me, whatever I
Yeah,
do.
that culture panel was really interesting because talking about faith is I love giving John Egan listens to these, so I'm going to say it on purpose because it makes his skin crawl. Apparently, he hates it that I tell people that he used to be a camp counselor, and it drives him crazy because he's like, I used to run the camp. And and it's just like, whatever, you were a great camp counselor. And then he punches me. But I was talking to him the day before. And then, so obviously, John has a really strong faith base. And then Ramon does too. And so it was real funny to see their banter about it because, I mean, you always have people that are like, wear their faith right out in the open. And you're like, but that's not really what you live all the time. And then you have people that are like, well, you don't have to talk about it. And it was like, there was this weird, and then what was the other panelist up there with Peachtree? Emily.
Oh,
Emily was,
that's the one she was on. I knew I loved the stuff she said, but I was trying to when I was making my list of who was on which panel, I couldn't remember
yeah, and
which
she has
one.
a really strong faith base, and it was a weird dynamic over, well, can we talk about it? Do we not talk about it? Are we open about it? It's like, guys, and kind of like I shared with you earlier on text, I'm like, just be you. That's all that matters. We don't want some watered down version of you. We don't want you to make anything up. Just be you. And it's just so interesting when we run into these situations, and Jamie and I, have these conversations all the time, especially because I'm me, right? And so I get myself in trouble, and then people like Jamie have to defend me. But I mean, I think that's the really cool part about what I love about these immersive events or our industry as a whole is we want people to just be them, right? Because you bring something to the table with all those things, right? Is I don't expect Jamie to be something that she's not. And that's what makes our dynamic so great is that we're so different, but we're so passionate about some of the same things.
Mhm.
And that's where you and Jamie play off each other so well, right? Y'all are both super attention to detail and all this stuff, but yet y'all have different. I mean, you're still operating a business. She's not anymore, or a co-working space. So I just think it's really cool when you start putting people like that. I love putting that friction on stage, but yet the plays off of each other.
Well, it was great. Yeah, I mean, I think the way that you framed it up to get people to be honest and open, and it felt like a comfortable room, and, I mean, it was just it was I actually did mean to text you after and tell you how great it was, but then I sat in traffic for 3.5 hours, so
Atlanta traffic.
I forgot
Oh,
everything.
Mm-mm-mm. You
I
should
forgot
voice
all my
memo
good tips.
yourself while you're driving.
I should have. I know.
Just
Well,
don't touch your
another
phone.
thing
You'll get a ticket.
another thing from I actually think it was a podcast with I mean, a webinar with Kane. I mean, I know it wasn't there because he wasn't there, but he talked about how he talked to ChatGPT on his 2 or whatever, Claude,
Yeah.
whatever he does, on his 2-hour drive home. I was like, "I've never even thought of doing that," so you learn.
Just don't touch it. Because did you hear I got a ticket
Oh,
doing that.
what?
I was holding my phone. I drive an older, it's a nice car, but it's pre,
Yeah.
CarPlay. And so I
Oh,
had never
yeah.
bought a holder for my phone. So I was holding it, but just talking to it, which I know is dumb and not allowed. And yeah, got pulled over. And I was talking to ChatGPT. Yeah. I was like, no, I was just dictating. I wasn't like talking to someone. And they were like,
Yeah.
yeah, so here's your ticket.
Oh, that
Now I
that
have the
is
phone
pretty good
holder.
or
Mhm.
bad. Yeah.
Yep.
That could happen in Atlanta. I think they're pretty strict about that.
They should be. I totally agree. It's obnoxious that I was holding my phone. It just was not intentional. I wasn't anyway. I won't defend myself. I paid my ticket. Wait, what else? I feel like well. Oh, ready? Here we go. Okay, Kim, should we wrap up? Geo? I'll get the editor to cut out this goofy last part. Kim,
no, it's all great.
you you did not make it to the last GWA conference, but if you were to come to another one and there was a karaoke night, what would be your
Oh
karaoke song?
gosh. I should have prepared for
I know,
this.
you
I
knew
should
this
have
one was
known.
coming. It's been a while.
Oh,
I
and I'm
haven't
the
busted this out in a
worst.
while.
Gosh,
Oh, you're
I'm
not a
so
karaokeer?
well, I'm just so bad at like choosing favorites or
Oh, okay.
like I don't even know. I'm so
Give us
bad
a
at this.
genre. Oh, do you know what I used? I learned a new term. Have you guys heard of yacht rock?
Yes. I think
Okay.
so. Well, wait, I don't know. I'm trying to
It's
think of something you
like
did say.
70s, 80s. Like, I love it. There was a yacht rock mix at base camp. You know how they do these
Okay. Yes. Themes.
custom mixes? I went in the
Yeah.
other night and I was like, Uni, I like where this is going. And she's like,
Yeah.
"You like yacht rock, don't you?" And I was like, and I had
Yes.
to like Google it and I spelled it wrong. It's white. It's like you're on a yacht and you're listening to
Yacht.
like
Yeah.
fun party music, but
Yeah.
not dance. Yeah. Anyway.
That's what I thought it was. I'm so
So
bad
yeah,
at
I'm trying to
choosing.
trying to
I'd do anything.
okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me
So we can
anything
talk
like
you into
favorite.
into a duet or any,
Oh yeah.
talk you into whatever. Okay.
Sure.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fun
Sounds good.
fact.
Murray doing
Yeah.
I'm
Wait.
sexy on stage with Murray singing her. She's a backup
Oh,
dancer.
oh, this is a really funny fact about yeah. Yes. So my daughters so Murray was a preacher. He's not anymore, but at the time he was still
You're
a
always a
preacher.
preacher if you're a preacher,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. He's not preaching from the pulpit.
He doesn't
Uh,
have a title as
yes,
such.
yes. But at the time he was in our community, and I took a whole car full of 6th grade girls to their 6th grade dance at a public school. And I Like Big Butts came on the radio, and I busted out the whole thing, and my
You know all
daughter
the
is dying
words?
laughing because she knows that we listen to that, like, she knows the words too, and all her friends are just like,
Oh my God. I
"Oh,
love that
yeah.
she let you do that. My daughter
Oh,
was
yeah.
like
Oh, yeah."
mortified.
And then they're all like and then I had to apologize to their parents. I was like, "Y'all haven't heard this song before?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "Oh."
Wow, interesting. That's
So, yeah.
funny.
Hmm, there you go.
Okay.
Well,
Wait,
it's been
hold
so
on.
awesome having you. Oh, back.
Oh,
I have to give back to Kim's attention to detail. I thought
oh,
of Kim earlier. I don't care if they're listening. I'm at a WeWork today. Any
oh,
former WeWork people or current WeWork people, you have a little bit of work to do. It took me 10 minutes when I got here to make a big account and get like a day pass. For sure, 10 minutes. I'm not exaggerating. It was 10 minutes. And then I couldn't get on the Wi-Fi, which is ridiculous. Like, that shouldn't be that hard. And at no point did anyone give me a tour, ask me anything about myself, what was I up to today, blah, blah, nothing. I was the one making the small talk with the guy at the front desk. And I literally thought, I think probably because we were coming on the podcast, I was like, this does not happen at Forge. Forge is all Southern hospitality details. I would have gotten the full tour. I was like, had to ask, like, where are the bathrooms? Like not even the basics. And no, I don't rent a space anymore, but the toilet paper holder in the bathroom is loose. So it's like
Oh,
knocks the toilet paper onto the floor, which is gross.
gross.
Right. And also, why? That's easy to fix.
Yep.
Attention to detail. Yeah.
Yep.
Devil's in the details.
That's
Devil's
right.
in the details. Anyway, okay. It was
Yep.
lovely to have you on. We'll have to have you on again.
Yay.
We'll have a little topic. Kim is like an expert in a lot of things. She's very good at marketing.
Oh.
Mhm.
Well, I do not have a degree in marketing, but it has surprised me over the years. It is always, I mean, it's one of my favorite parts about the business, thinking about it. I'm not great. I'd have people who help me do good work, but
There you go.
it is, I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy it. Thinking through all the different strategies and tracking and making sure your money is producing something.
Okay.
Yep.
Gio,
There
any-
Well,
you have it.
thank y'all so much. Yes, this was
It
fun.
wasn't as bad as you thought, right?
No, I was just nervous about.
That he might give you a pop quiz on a specific panel.
Yes,
Like,
yeah,
hey, do you remember when this guy said this? And you'd
or
be
having to
like,
say something intelligible and uplifting about every panel, and I just didn't. I don't remember it all, but I don't know why I didn't take notes on all of them, but yeah. So
Sometimes you just get caught up
I
and
know
you're just
that's the
listening.
first.
yeah,
Well,
in
the
the
real
moment.
estate one, the first one, I keep calling it commercial real estate. It was it was more focused on that, but it was like, I need to learn. I mean, I really enjoyed it and didn't really know what to take notes because it was so much like, I need to learn more about this stuff.
Ooh.
So yeah,
I like it.
a lot more. All right. Well, thank
Thanks,
y'all so much.
Gio. Thanks, you guys, for spending your happy hour slot doing a podcast. Enjoy the game
Yay.
tonight, Kim.
Uh,
And Gio, feel
Yeah,
better.
go Spartans.